Welcome back to Pokemon Episode Summaries. This is Episode 5, Showdown in Pewter City. The episode begins with Team Rocket digging a hole with the desire to capture Ash and Misty, but they foolishly fall into their own hole when they fail to locate it on their own, even after they were the ones who built it. Meanwhile, Ash and Misty arrive in the beautiful Pewter City, immediately running in to this mysterious guy who looks like he could sell some weed named Flint, but in reality, all he really does is just sell rocks. Even after Ash denies buying some rocks, Flint still takes them to the Pokemon Center, where Ash meets another Nurse Joy, who explains that she's the other one he met's sister, basically explaining the entire family tree of how there's like 50,000 Nurse Joys all over the world, all part of the same family. And then she tells him about the Pokemon League, informing him that he needs 8 badges from 8 different gym leaders if he wants to enter first. Flint then walks in, encouraging Ash to take on Pewter City's gym leader, who will give out the first badge if Ash can beat him, warning Ash that was a big if, not believing that Ash could win. Then Misty and Ash have lunch, and Misty suggests to Ash using some of her water-type Pokemon if he wants to stand a chance against the city's gym leader, Brock. Ash declines, leaving Misty to storm off angrily and leave Ash the bill, much to his dismay. Ash then picks up Pikachu at the Pokemon Center, who's now healed up, and heads to Pewter Gym, and it's all dark and he can't see shit. But then Brock reveals himself, and his eyes closed ass. We learn that Ash has been traveling with Pikachu for 2 weeks at this point, as Brock states that the battles are 2v2 in gym leader battles, at least at the start. And then the battle begins as Brock accepts the challenge and modifies his gym so that rocks erect out of it. Brock sends out his Onix first, and this Pokemon scares Pikachu to no end due to its size difference, but Ash encourages it to battle anyway. This ends up being a mistake, as Pikachu's attacks all fail, and Pikachu gets caught in Onix's bind. Ash yells at Pikachu to continue on if he can, but he knows that he can't, so he tries to recall him back to his Pokeball, but fails, so he ends up just forfeiting the match instead, depressed. He then encounters Flint outside, who invites him to his home and prepares some tea for him after he notices how depressed Ash is over his loss. Flint then reveals that Brock is actually way more skilled than local gym leader level, so essentially telling Ash to not feel too bad about himself. Ash asks why Brock's a gym leader if he's so good, with Flint taking him to see that Brock has to actually take care of his family, which consists of 9 little brothers and sisters. Brock was forced to do this due to his dad being a deadbeat and leaving to be a Pokemon trainer that caused his mom to leave due to feeling heartbroken. Ash feels bad for Brock, but still claims that he wants to beat him, so Flint decides to help Ash out, leading him to a hydroelectric power plant to power up Pikachu. Flint hooks up Pikachu to the machine, and Ash begins pedaling on the water wheel to generate the electricity. It manages to overpower Pikachu, giving it the extra dosage of power that it needed, as Misty comes by and asks Ash if he needs to use her water Pokemon yet again, with Ash proudly declining still. Ash then confidently returns to Pewter Gym, sending out Pidgeotto against Geodude as the rematch starts. Unfortunately, Pidgeotto is knocked out almost instantly, leading Ash to send out Pikachu next. Pikachu actually manages to do some severe damage against Geodude, knocking it out as it shocks it with its enhanced electricity. Brock then sends out his Onix once again, as Misty watches from the stands, being overcrowded by Brock's family. Ash attempts to attack Onix with a Thunderbolt, but Ash fails, destroying the gym and getting trapped in Onix's bind, which he can't break out of even with the Thunderbolt. Ash knows he's facing a losing battle, so Brock tells him to forfeit, not wanting to hurt Pikachu anymore. Ash is desperate to win, however, so he declines, wanting Pikachu to fight on. And just then, the sprinklers in the gym are activated, caused by a fire Ash's Pikachu started when it almost damaged the gym. After Misty reminds Ash that water is good against rock, Ash uses this opportunity to strike Onyx, who's already weakened, with a thunderbolt. This leads all of Brock's siblings to basically pummel Ash, trying to make him stop, claiming that it would upset Brock to see Onyx hurt any further due to how much Brock loves Pokemon. Brock tells his siblings to back off, wanting to win fair and square, but Ash wants to win fair and square as well, so he decides to call Pikachu back, stating he didn't want to win just because of the sprinklers. This upsets Misty, who thinks Ash was stupid for not just taking the early win. Ash then leaves Pewter City, apologizing to Pikachu for putting it through so much torture, but then Brock comes up to him, offering him the Boulder Badge, despite Ash's loss. Ash is confused as to why Brock is offering him this, with Brock revealing that he respected Ash for how he treated his Onyx, and was willing to forfeit to protect his Pokemon if necessary, so he thought that Ash deserved the badge because of that. An additional reasoning being that he wanted Ash to fulfill his dream where Brock couldn't, as Brock had to take care of his family instead of being a Pokemon breeder like he actually wanted. That's right, Brock didn't even want to be a gym leader after all, but he was forced to take up that passion, as that's what he was good at, and he has to make money for his siblings, right? At least that's how I see it. Flint then shows up, revealing himself as Brock's father, claiming that the reason why he left all those years ago was because he was ashamed that he failed as a Pokemon trainer, adding that the reason why he helped Ash was because he reminded him of himself when he failed. Flint apologizes to Brock, explaining that he's finally ready to take on the responsibilities that he should have took on years ago, encouraging Brock to go on his own journey. He immediately regrets this when Brock gives him the long list of chores he needs to do. Now being free of his duties, Brock decides to join Ash on his journey, as Misty follows both of them, still angry about her bike. Ash and Brock panic and run ahead to try and lose Misty, as Team Rocket escapes from their hole with a power drill, only to be trampled by Ash, Brock, and Misty as they run after each other.